What's up, everyone? Welcome to the December 14th edition of the NBA Injury Report, brought to you by BetMGM. I'm your host, Adam Scherer. You can follow me on Twitter at ShipMyMoneyDFS. We have a 10-game NBA slate with a ton of injury news today to take a look at. But first, click the link in the description below. Sign up and make a deposit at BetMGM. Place a real money wager and receive a risk-free first bet up to $1,000. If you win your first bet, you get the money. If you lose, you get the free bet, so you get another chance. Take advantage of the offer. Click the link below to take advantage. Now, starting with the Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young is questionable. We know that DeJounte Murray is out. If Young is ruled out, Bogdan Bogdanovic is going to look even better. Trent Forrest looks better. Basically, everybody on the team looks better. Their usage goes up. If Trae Young is in, guys like Bogdanovic are still going to look good, just not as good. And Trae Young himself will look great. For the Charlotte Hornets, LaMelo Ball was upgraded to questionable partway through the day. Remains to be seen if he's going to play, but if he does return, it makes the Hornets go from a team that's very, very interesting to a team that is much less interesting. Assuming that LaMelo is not going to be extremely limited, like if he plays 28, 30 minutes, you're just losing production for Terry Rozier. You're losing production for Kelly Oubre. You're losing production for everybody. You're also losing some playing time. Not to say that those guys won't still play big minutes, but it's a lot harder to project 37, 38 minutes for guys like Rozier and Oubre if you're giving 28 or 32 LaMelo Ball than it is if he is out. So this is a huge piece of news to keep an eye on. For Golden State, another big piece of news, Steph Curry is questionable. Draymond Green probable, Klay Thompson not playing back-to-backs. So if Curry is out, you will not have Thompson and you will not have Curry. Jordan Poole will look absolutely fantastic. If Curry sits, you're just going to get another situation where Poole is a 30+% usage guy. Beyond that, it will be beneficial for somebody. Don't really know who at this point. Steve Kerr likes to mix up the starting lineups. Last time we saw Ty Jerome get the start in place of Curry. We've seen Moody get starts at times. There's a lot of ways this could go. Andrew Wiggins also still out. So that's just sort of how it is with Golden State. There are a lot of different bench guys that could step into bigger roles, but Jordan Poole certainly the one to target if Curry is out. Jalen Brunson questionable for the Knicks. This is another spot where we'll need to see what the starting lineup looks like if he is out. There's a couple of ways that they could go. Brunson recently in their rotation. Derrick Rose has not been in the rotation. Miles McBride has, Emmanuel Quickly has, and Brunson, of course, starting. If Brunson is out, my expectation is that Emmanuel Quickly moves into the starting lineup and you get Derrick Rose off the bench. That would make Quickly look certainly better. You know, he's playing more minutes alongside high usage guys like RJ Barrett and Julius Randle, but he is also getting more minutes. They could go with Miles McBride in the starting lineup. That would be an interesting situation where McBride probably still wouldn't be in the closing lineup, but he would get more minutes than if he's coming off the bench. And the probably least likely is that Rose just jumps from the bench to the starting lineup. If that happens, I think he also probably doesn't close, but he's cheap enough that he would look interesting. Most likely, though, I think that Quickly is going to look better. And one way or the other, I think Quickly looks better, even if he is coming off the bench, because I do think it's more likely he closes. Miles McBride looks a little bit better if Brunson is out as well. For Sacramento, Kevin Huerter is questionable. Not sure who would start in his place. There's a couple of ways they could go here as well, but it would likely, or it does open up more minutes for Malik Monk. It opens up more minutes for Terrence Davis. Either of those guys start to look like better options. And for the Minnesota Timberwolves, D'Angelo Russell is questionable. Karl-Anthony Towns is still out, as is Jordan McLaughlin. So if Russell is out, there are a lot of point guard minutes available. You could see a variety of guys in the starting lineup, whether that's Wendell Moore, whether it's Jalen Noel, which they've been hesitant to do so far this year. You could see Austin Rivers or Bryn Forbes step in. But the guys that I think you would want to start targeting are the good point per minute players. That's Jalen Noel, should play increased minutes, even if he's off the bench, if Russell is out. Anthony Edwards would get another bump that, on top of what he already gets with Towns being out. Those two would both, look better. Kyle Anderson would probably have the ball in his hands a bit more as well. He is a capable facilitator. He's already playing a lot of minutes with Towns out, so he would look better. So I think you want to target the good point per minute guys more so than whoever happens to start if it's somebody like Austin Rivers that we know isn't a good point per minute guy. So to recap the injury news that we're waiting on right now, Trae Young is questionable for the Hawks. LaMelo Ball questionable for the Hornets. Steph Curry questionable for Golden State. Jalen Brunson questionable for the Knicks. Kevin Huerter is questionable for the Kings, and D'Angelo Russell is questionable for Minnesota.